Welcome to the Learn to Sew Academy channel. Please remember to subscribe. Thank you.
In this video, we'll be making this very simple Bardot top. For this project, you'll be needing some fabric, a pair of scissors, fabric marker, some lace trimmings, measuring tape, and ruler. This is a very simple, easy to make top, and we're just gonna add some stylishness to it by using the lace trimming. So what I'm doing here is, when you want to make this kind of top, again, you just need to make a rectangle, and that's what we're going to be cutting here. So I folded this into, and this right here is 20 inches. So I'm going to be doing 20 inches by the length I need is 16 inches, but I'm going to have 1 inch at the bottom for folding it in, and I'm going to have 1.5 inch at the top for my elastic that I'm going to be putting in. So I'm going to be cutting 20 inches by 18.5 inches. So that's what I'm going to be marking over here, and then we just connect the dots, the lines that we've marked. So now we cut this. I'm just going to open this in the middle, just my preference. If you like, you can just leave it like that and just join it on the side. But I want to open it, or even though I'm going to join it later, but it's going to help me to quickly identify the side where when I start to join the sleeve. So right here, I'm done with the body of the blouse. So the next thing is we're just going to do the sleeve. The sleeve too is very simple. It's just making 2 rectangles. That's what the sleeves are going to be. I'm going to use all of this red fabric that I have right here for the sleeve. So this is going to give me about 10 inches in length. And my sleeve is also going to have elastic, as you'll see when we start to sew it. The sleeve round I need here is 8 inches. So I'm going to add some more. So right here, it's my 8 inches, and I'm adding like an extra 4 inches more on the fold. So this is for a little girl, so this is sufficient for us, but you can also make this for an adult, even though I'm making this for a little girl. So I open up the sleeve to give me two sleeves. So again, like I said, this is just like another 2 pieces of rectangle, I'm sorry, 2 rectangles. So right there we're done with the top, and now we're gonna make a collar for the blouse. When I measured around the neck, I need 12 inches, and then I'm gonna add 2 more inches for all the joining on the sides, and I'm gonna have it overlap, and I'm gonna use either a Velcro or something else to join it. So right here I'm gonna cut 14 inches. Now to have an overlap, I'll put a little more. I'll do 15 inches for now. And then right here I'm gonna have 1.5 inches right here, so that by the time I sew it, it's gonna be 1 inch. And that completes the cutting of the blouse. I'm gonna put a fusible interfacing on one side of my collar. Again, this is a very easy, straightforward blouse that you can make really quickly. So the first step is I'm going to be joining this side right here, and I'm going to be joining this other side too. I'm going to join it to the end, but you can always do whatever you like. You can vary. You can decide to open both sides if you like. That's something else you can do. And then once I join these two sides, I'm going to go ahead and join the sleeves. I'm going to fold into two like so, and I'm just going to join this across just like that. Next is I'm going to create a casing for my elastic. So I'm just going to be folding these. I left 1.5 for this, so I fold 1/2 inch and then fold about 1 inch in like so, and I'm gonna sew this all across, and I'm gonna leave a little opening to pass the elastic through. And I'll do likewise for the sleeve too. I'll take one end of the sleeve and I will do exactly the same thing and make a casing, because there's going to be an elastic around the sleeve as well. The chest area is going to be 26 inches after it's done. So what I have here for my elastic is 2 inches less than that, so I have 24 inches. So we just want to pass the safety pin through that, and then we go to where we have the opening and we just slide this across. So the next thing is I'm gonna sew this elastic. I'm gonna sew them together. Just gonna go to my sewing machine and I'm gonna sew this to hold it in place. And once that is done, I'm gonna evenly distribute this elastic around this edge, and then we'll close up this. Once all the elastic is in, I tuck it in and I'm going to close up the edges. Okay, next thing is I want to place this trimming. We're just going to center it. This is what we're going to be attaching to the collar at the neck. So we just want to make sure it's centered. I need 5 inches approximately up here. I'm just going to make it 5.5 so that when I attach that to the collar, there is a sewing allowance up there. So now I'm going to pin this down. Now make sure to check for the right side. This is the wrong side, so I want the right side up. So I'm just going to sew this in the middle, just like so, from the middle here all the way to the bottom. That's what I'm going to do with this trimming. And I'm only sewing it to one side of the fabric, not both sides. So where I'm sewing it is going to be our front. So this is going to be the front of the top. So I'm just going to do the middle. If you like, you can do the edges on both ways, this way and this way, but I'm just going to sew the middle from one end to the other end. So again, I'm just going to sew in the middle. So I'm gonna clip off the excess trimming. So next you want to add a fusible interface into your collar. You want to put it on the side that's going to be on the outside, which is this is going to be the inner part of the collar. So next now is we're going to be joining this to this portion of the top. I'm going to be joining it in, and we need to sew this. So what's going to happen is I'm going to first turn this around and first sew the edges over here and on the other end, and then we're going to flip this around. Okay, so I've joined the sides, both sides, and I have a notch that was created in the middle here just to know where the middle is. So you can either first attach this to that middle right there across, making sure you align it, or you can just place it like this together and use a pin to hold it in place. So you go to your sewing machine and you just sew all of this, making sure to turn in the edges and making sure they align. So you just put like a top stitch right on top of this, sewing them all down. And when you do this, you want to make sure what you have here is the length you intended, either 4, 4.5 or 5, whatever you have intended to use. You want to make sure that is what you have here. And then this is going to be like this. Ultimately, when I'm done, it's going to be like this, and at the end of it you can either put a hook, or I can also do a velcro. So we're making the neckline right now, the collar at the neck. That's what we're making. Okay, this is done. If we like, we can do the top stitch all across like that, but I just want to do it at the bottom. And this is how this is going to fold in. I'm just going to use a pin to hold it. So this is what I'm going to have. And then next I'm going to work on the sleeves. I already make a casing with an opening. So I just have this elastic 2 inches less than the sleeve round. Now on the elastic, it depends on how snug you want it. You can make it between 2 and 4 inches less than the sleeve round. So we're just going to do the same thing we did when we worked on the chest area, just passing the safety pin through the elastic, and we're just going to pass it around the sleeve on both of the sleeves, and then we join it to the body of the blouse. So the sleeves have been done. I have a elastic running across the sleeve. Now to attach this, you just place it, look for where you have the seam, match the seam area to the seam area. Now there are two ways. You can either attach it horizontally like that, from going like 1 inch to the right, 1 inch to the left, or you can just do a vertical stitch from the top down about 1 inch using a reversing stitch, locking your stitch, a back stitch. You use a back stitch right there. So that's what we're just going to do for the sleeves. That's how we're going to attach the sleeves. And of course we'll do the same to the end. We want to match our seam to seam, and again you can either go to the right and to the left. That will work. And you can also just go vertically across, doing like 1 inch to 1.5 inch across. That will also work. So that's what we'll do at the sewing machine. And then I already stitched the bottom of the sleeve, So we're going to go ahead, when we go to the sewing machine, we're gonna stitch the bottom of the top as well, using whatever allowance that we left for the bottom. So we're gonna stitch this across as well. So the top is completed, we're done with it. So for the neck, for the collar, we can either use a hook and loop fastener, that's a Velcro. We can either use that for the neckline, or we can as well use, we can also use this hook right here. We can use two of that too. You can use either one, either the Velcro, the hook and loop, or this type of fasteners. They will all work. So you just want to put, if you're using this, you can just put like two, or if you're using this, you can just cut a strip and use, and that completes the top. And this is what it's gonna be looking like. I hope this video has been helpful to you. Please remember to thumbs up, share, and subscribe. Thank you.